Tonight on News 3 New Mexico, a big arrest made here in Portales last Friday.
And will we see any rain this week? Find out my full weather forecast.
And who came out on top in last night's baseball matchup between ENMU and Wayland Baptist? News 3 New Mexico starts right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening and welcome to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Landry Senna. According to bystanders and business owners, there was a possible bomb threat reported at the Roosevelt County Courthouse anonymously around 2 p.m. today. Courthouse employees were evacuated to the Jake Lopez Memorial Building. Firefighters, police, state police, and a K-9 unit were on scene. The fire chief for Roosevelt County, TJ Cathy, gave the businesses in the area the option to evacuate. Officers have to treat all bomb threats as credible until proven otherwise. When asked, officers declined to comment and stated they would release a statement later today. We will keep you updated on this story. Jose R. Zapata was arrested Friday for the 2016 murders of Christina Winters Griffin and John Jesse Bustamante. Zapata was arrested on 2 counts of murder, arson, conspiracy to commit arson, and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. In March of 2016, officers were dispatched to a residence on the 900 block of North Avenue J that was engulfed in flames where the bodies of Griffin and Bustamante were found. Both had gunshot wounds to the head. The case went cold, but after a recent breakthrough, a search warrant was obtained for Zapata. Zapata was found hiding in a crawl space in a residence located at 820 West 14th Street in Portales, where he was in possession of a firearm. District Attorney Andrea Reeb stated, "Sometimes it takes years for the pertinent information to come forth in order to make an arrest, but with persistent work, it frequently happens. We are extremely happy to now move forward with the prosecution in this matter and bring some closure to the victims' families. For further information, please contact the District Attorney's Office at 575-769-2246. The Texas and New Mexico Department of Health joined other states in pausing administration of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine in response to a federal recommendation stemming from reports of potentially dangerous blood clots. New Mexico Health Secretary Department Dr. Tracy Collins said the state and the federal government are acting out of an abundance of caution. Collins said state officials will share more information as they learn it. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Food and Drug Administration on Tuesday said the federal government was investigating clots in 6 women in the days after vaccination, in combination with reduced platelet counts. Campaign finance records show that Lujan Grisham's campaign committee paid over $62,000 to a law firm representing James Hallinan. Hallinan is a former spokesman for Lujan Grisham's 2018 campaign. He accused the governor of dropping water on his groin area and then grabbing his crotch in the midst of the campaign staff meeting. Lujan Grisham campaign spokesman Jared Leopold confirmed the payments were linked to a settlement to resolve dubious and disputed potential claims by Hallinan and avoid the distraction and cost of litigation. Leopold said in an email that the governor, her campaign organization, and a state-employed advisor deny that there is any merit or truth to Mr. Hallinan's claims. The first payment to Hallinan's legal counsel dates back to November 2020, when Lujan Grisham was in open contention for a possible cabinet position with the administration of President Joe Biden. Well, Owen, I have to say it was pretty relieving to see some rain, or overcast weather, I should say, this morning, especially with the drought that we've been in. Can we be expecting some more rain, hopefully for this next week or in the next coming days?
Well, I've got fans for people who've been praying for rain and for cold weather fans like yourself,
Yes.
Landry. Let's go ahead and check out the map here. All right. So we're looking at lots of clouds going over here on New Mexico, and we can see that right around past midnight here in Portales, we can see a little bit of rain. So if you're going to be walking around at 1 a.m., bring an umbrella. And then those showers are going to persist throughout the entirety of Thursday, it looks like there. And it's going to let up sometime around midnight going into Friday, and then it's going to be clear from then on. But I'm going to be glad that we're getting a few inches there right before we go back to sunny weather. But back to you, Landry.
The family of a 62-year-old woman who was struck with her own vehicle in New Mexico after a man she offered to help stole her car earlier this week has said she is still in a Texas hospital. Allison Lyons was taken to a hospital in El Paso, Texas on Tuesday and is receiving treatment. Lyons paid for a man's meal at IHOP because he couldn't cover it and offered to drive him to a truck stop in Roswell on Tuesday. The man allegedly pulled a knife on Lyons, attempted to force her out of the vehicle, and drove off in her vehicle. New Mexico State Police launched a search for the vehicle, and an officer attempted a traffic stop after identifying it on U.S. Highway 285 north of Roswell. The driver, later identified as 22-year-old Mario Caballero, refused to pull over, resulting in a high-speed pursuit. Caballero faces multiple charges, including possession of stolen vehicles and aggravated fleeing law enforcement officers. On Monday, former Roosevelt County Sheriff's Deputy Chris McCasland was found guilty of being in possession of stolen property and sentenced to 182 days in the Roosevelt County Jail. In 2014, McCasland was involved in burglaries while he worked for the Angel Fire Police Department. He was indicted by a Roosevelt County grand jury last August for felony charges of receiving stolen property of $500 or more, until it was discovered that the value of the property, now 6 years old, was less than $250 in value. He was placed McCasland into immediate custody and also granted an appeal bond of $1,000 cash only. McCasland attorneys stated that he would file the appeal bond within the hour. The widow of a New Mexico State police officer killed in the line of duty in February wants to file a wrongful death lawsuit. Her attorney argues that Officer Darian Jarrett should have been warned who he was dealing with that day, and his agency and Homeland Security failed him. They didn't give Officer Jarrett a fighting chance before he walked into this ambush, said attorney Sam Bregman. Jarrett's family believes a lot could have been done that day to prevent his death. NMSP says Homeland Security had requested help making a traffic stop that day of Omar Cueva. Officer Jarrett caught up with him near Deming. Lapel video shows Jarrett questioning Cueva for several minutes before he notices a gun in his truck. Officer Jarrett asks Cueva if he could take the gun for his safety, but seconds later, Cueva ended up shooting Officer Jarrett 11 times. Officer Jarrett left behind a wife, 3 small children, and was expecting his 4th child this year. Stay tuned for weather with Owen after the break, but first, here's a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back, folks. Let's check out the weather, all right? It's kind of my favorite subject of the news every night. So, as you can see, it's been a little overcast today, so it has naturally gotten a little bit cooler across our fine state here. Not so much affecting people up in the north except for Raton there, 52. Look at you. But down here in the eastern plains, we can expect 46 in Clovis, 46 in Portales, and 69 in Roswell. And in fact, we won't expect it. It's happening right now. It says current temperature. Looking at tonight's lows here, it's going to get a little bit chilly here. We're seeing 34 in Farmington, 29 in Raton, 33 in Clayton, and 26 in Gallup. Oh my goodness, are you guys all right? Central Mountains, we're floating around in the 40s to 30s here, 33 in Santa Fe, 42 in Albuquerque, and 41 in Santa Rosa. And down in the plains where we are here in our little studio, 41 in Clovis, 42 in Portales, and let me get out of your way there, Roswell, 49. Going on into tomorrow's highs, it's going to be rainy, but it looks like it's going to be fairly moderate in temperature there. We're seeing 60s and 50s there along the northern border there, 66 in Farmington, 55 in Raton, 47 in Clayton. Then 70s in the central mountains there, 70 in Santa Fe, 75 in Albuquerque, and 72 in Santa Rosa. But down here where we're getting that rain, 59 in Clovis, 66 in Portales, and 79 in Roswell. That might get a little humid there. All right, but we're going to check out the 7-day forecast here for Carlsbad. We can see that it's going to be cloudy for Thursday and Friday. Sun's going to try and peek out on Saturday. Sunday, clouds are going to deny it, and then it's going to be some intermittent sunshine there throughout the rest of the week, staying in the 60 to upper 70s range. Then we can see in Tucumcari, ooh, you can expect all night rain there, I think that says. That's going to be nice. Somebody's garden is going to be looking great the next morning. Then some cloud coverage Saturday and Sunday, down in the 56 and 57s there throughout the day. And in Roswell, we can see same story there. It's going to be a cloudy Thursday. Then sun's going to try and come out. Completely cloudy Sunday. And then things are going to clear up, and we're going to be seeing about up to the 70s next week. Then finally, Portales. There's that rain I was talking about there on Thursday, 65. It's going to be cloudy for a couple of days, hard clouds on Sunday, and then just some moderate cloudy temperatures, 64 Monday, 61 Tuesday, 71 Wednesday. Nothing we can't handle.
You know, Owen, I really can't decide what kind of person I am. I definitely love the winter time, but if we can continue this trend of like a cool spring with hopefully some more precipitation, that would be great.
Oh my goodness, best of both worlds, I agree.
Yes, I need to grow my grass out, so I'm really praying for some more rain. But for now, that's all the weather we have for you. Make sure you stay tuned, and we'll be back at the desk after this break. Border Patrol agents rescued an 8-year-old unaccompanied minor abandoned in the New Mexico desert on April 6th. Lordsburg Border Patrol Station received a phone call from a citizen needing assistance for a group of migrants near Commodore Road. Agents were able to locate the individuals and encountered an adult female with the 2 children. The woman stated that only one of the children was her own. She claimed to have found the second child walking through the desert by himself. The 8-year-old unaccompanied minor was transferred to the El Paso Sector Central Processing Center pending placement with the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlement. Each individual was medically examined. The area where the agents encountered the group is more than 7 miles from the nearest road or residence. An apartment building was destroyed in a structure fire early Monday morning in Carlsbad. The fire took place in a building on the northeast side of the Vista del Rio apartment complex located at Pate Street. The fire was contained to the single apartment building, which consisted of 8 residential units. There were no fatalities and no major injuries reported, though residents did complain of smoke inhalation. The cause of fire is still unknown, and the incident is still under investigation. By July of next year, New Mexico will require businesses to provide paid sick leave for their workers. The sick leave bill was one of 10 bills signed by the governor. It generated pointed debate at the Roundhouse during the session after a year in which the COVID-19 pandemic took a toll on workers and businesses alike. Critics argued it will impose another financial burden on businesses whose sales have plummeted during the pandemic. Supporters described their concerns as overblown at a time when many businesses are getting state and federal financial aid. The governor expressed misgivings about the impact the paid leave bill could have on businesses, but she threw her support behind the legislation. The new law will allow workers to take up to 64 hours of leave per year. Habitat for Humanity is currently in the process of building their 15th home in Portales. Last week, they had a fundraiser at Coach Jay's Barbecue. Karen Engel, the executive director of Habitat for Humanity for Roosevelt and Curry County, explained where those funds are going.
That money is going towards our 15th house in Roosevelt and Curry County. We do have a partner family, a young family with 3 little boys that we are getting ready to, we did break ground the first day of spring, and we are getting ready to build this 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's approximately 1,250 square feet, and we're excited about getting it done, and the family is really excited about having a home.
Although the construction of the homes rely heavily on volunteers, Karen said the houses aren't for free. Families must help them build and pay a monthly mortgage with the no interest rate. The current home is expected to be completed in the next 6 to 9 months. We will have sports with Kiki after the break, so make sure you stay tuned. She's got a lot to talk about.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Kitana Sapinga here with the latest on all Eastern athletics and national news. Last night was pretty exciting for our baseball team as they played at home for the first time in over a year. They played Wayland Baptist University in a doubleheader. Landry and I were able to get some highlights for you baseball fans, so let's get into those right now. Taking a look at the first inning, Wayland is up to bat and number 24, Luis Vargas, thought he had the perfect hit, but it was number 28 for the Greyhounds, Nick Schiffner, who made the play and got him out. Number 30, Brayton Matthews for the Hounds is up to bat, but Wayland's number 17, Derek Trevino, picked it up, threw it to first, and Matthews was out. That wrapped up the first inning, both teams at 0-0. Number 57, Casey Dudek for the Pioneers was out by once again Nick Schiffner at first base. It seemed like yesterday was the Schiffner show because here he is again, but this time on offense, hitting a nice ball in the outfield and securing his position at first base. Hounds number 3, Jude Perea with the nice little bunt, but his speed wasn't enough as number 32, Angel Vega, picked it up and tossed it to first. Once again, the score is still at 0-0. Wayland's 55, Justin Porter with the bunt of his own, and Hounds pitcher couldn't get his feet under him in order to make the play. This third inning is where our Hounds offense found success. Number 6, Cole Ludeking hit a decent ground ball that sent not 1, not 2, but 3 of our Hounds home, putting us on the board. The Hounds were leading 3-0. In the fourth inning, Pioneers number 25, Williams Flowers, had a single hit sending a runner home, leaving the score at 3-1, the Hounds up, going into the fifth inning. Here's where Wayland's game picked up. Vargas again with an effortless home run. Here we can see him definitely taking his time around the diamond. Then number 40, Josh Johnson with the bunt sent another Wayland runner home. The score was now tied at 3-3. Here's Vargas yet again with another hit that sent another runner home. The Pioneers were able to score 4 runs in the last inning. The final score was 7-3, another Greyhound loss. The Hounds will take a shot at Angelo State this weekend in a 3-game series. ENMU's search for a new head football coach is officially over as Ty Hyatt has been selected as the new coach. Athletic Director Matt Billings said, "We are thrilled to welcome Ty to Eastern New Mexico as our next head football coach. We believe that Ty will continue to build upon the great success and tradition of the ENMU football program. He is passionate about the sport and will be a great leader for our student athletes on and off the field." Hyatt comes from Shepherd University, where he was the offensive coordinator for 3 years. During his time there, he helped lead them to a 10-3 record. Hyatt said, "I'm honored and humbled to become the next head football coach at Eastern New Mexico University. I want to thank Matt Billings and President Caldwell for the opportunity to lead such a strong, storied program. After visiting campus, I knew that Eastern New Mexico was a great place and to lead this program would be a special opportunity." Congrats to Coach Hyatt and his family. Portales welcomes you and is eager to see what you do with the program. Hyatt is definitely the talk of the town right now. If you want to hear more from him and get to know him before he officially starts his new position, tune into Sports Look tomorrow night with Doc Elder. Now on to some national news. The Washington football team just signed tight end Samis Reyes. Now that doesn't sound anything out of the ordinary until you hear that Reyes has never played football. He is a former international college basketball player for Tulane, but Marty Herney, the Washington football team's executive vice president, didn't think so. Herney was at the University of Florida's Pro Day when he saw Reyes run a 4.6 40-yard dash and jump a 40-inch vertical. After the event, Tabitha Plummer, Reyes' agent, sent a chart of his measurables comparing Reyes to 20 other NFL draft-eligible tight ends. After seeing these numbers, Herney opted to sign him right away. Reyes took to social media saying, "I've been living in Washington for the past year. I love the city. I had over 7 visits scheduled. Once Washington reached out to me, I was like, I really want to go there. It felt like the right culture and the right organization." Now that he is officially a professional football player, if Reyes were to appear in an NFL game, he'd be the first Chilean-born player to do so. After the break, we will have one last look at weather with Owen, so stay tuned.
Well, Owen, we need to look at what we're going to be having looking forward, so let's look at that 7-day forecast one more time.
Just a quick look, folks. We are seeing here that it's going to be 65 to 57 there throughout the week, and it's going to warm up next week, 64 to 71. Expect a little bit of sunshine and enjoy yourselves out there.
Well, that is all the news we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you Friday.